na warrior. What's your cigar anymore? We will come and beat the hell out of you. Now you're focusing on Kangana. Let's move on. We don't have time for nonsense anymore. Most of the NSC, in general, you're next one. I know you're there.
MAHAMA
Okay, so Danny, both video be a me who and it's so worrying a video. And open a surgery. And almost say, yeah, you're instigating your DNA. Yenti man, Yenti.
Never start to a blooming pie. Young man for your chest, your head, your say. Your brother to them. Your father, so you're not tower. I'm a watcher, a Johnny Sibian. I can't say, when they 5 months ago, I am never way are. Not all 4 years for another dear, a bad also, and to never tower. I'm a watch out to us. Yada was it. Yada was so a better. Never start to a blooming pie. Young man for your chest, your head, your say. Your brother to them. Your father, so you're not tower. I'm a watcher, a Johnny Sibian. I can't say, when they 5 months ago, I am never way are. Not all 4 years for another dear, a bad also, and to never tower. I'm a watch out to us. Yada was it. Yada was so a better. Never start to
okay, so go you are buying free so. Now a tone bin will be a certain. A Shrank Kara is an edit, you say. And a 4th day. It's for a day. June 4th for idea. Revolution. Now, such as say 1979. June 4th revolution. Sometimes J.J. Rollins decay May 15th. Coup Amfa and succeeded. Said your Fidel Castro. And try May 15th, 1931. And also Amfa. 1951. Obey a second coup. J.J. Rollins in the mentor Fidel Castro. It was try 15th May 1979. Na moment and Mabawan, the entire year 1979 coup. And they say, na champion about 72. About Betty to me for Buzia herself. And yet, Timwan, yes, what about Betty to media? A champion, yen call back to the barracks. Na Yansan into a democracy. And a champion to me, Yabanade. A champion should him so a year, Juma. And in natural fact, a champion, Yajuma Pa. Ofa Ghana Hanu history ne Banua. We you Kwame Nkrumah at the end of the year. A champion, President Kufona, Woho. Na champion, no, the entire young Kaino. And it's a Kovi. One only be two, a young MPP are buying, which is Buzia. It's young people from Penny Market. It's young Kaino. And then this, if one should be two a champion are buying. A year 79, June 4th, and then 1979. It's a J.J. Rollins year, 1979. Yeah, Kai, your mama. Says, when him, no, I'm not going to say. Said your champion, yes, will be overstay, no. Overstay, but to know. And June 4th should remind him. And then it should remind him. Says an Ebrason. No, so best some constitution. When it's a constitution and Article 66 clearly says, say you can have only 2 terms. So you're not going to say, or become more than 2 terms. That means when you swipe the constitution, or 2 constitution at what and or 2 constitution at what Article 3. That's what be our better constitution at what Yan 5 years me be and from 2020. To me, yes, I restore constitution. Let me read Article 3. Nobody's going to intimidate anybody.
Exactly so.
And some who so see the B. 1979, June 4th, and then the entire one this for mobile. A champion, yes, one co barracks. A champion was moment now, Kakra. I feel quite the friend be union government. Mumfa democracy in the military. Yesterday be a champion. All year near the end and your palace school. Or more, no more the FWK Kufu. Ebabesi so go Vinyasa. And FWK Kufu, no year near the yes, 79. But I know quite J.J. Rollins no shit was your friend say. Was a jail because for year May 15th, I'm going to go jail. Tribunal Tran Assam so in the jail. It's young man for years and a judge in a year, June 4th revolution, and you're judging a year. Sometimes no jail. I am watching Jan or Sahin watching Jan. And then call for a year, June 4th, no call judge anymore. If one and then word the charisma, a personality, no idea in the idea. It's an acquired certain record in street. You can't June 4th and you're judging a year. Judge and the coup attempted first one, May 15th, if June 4th, no jail. He couldn't have been that he orchestrated the coup from jail. It was Major Wachijan. One more year first school new year succeeded. I don't know judge. One more year now no dimmy recover far player or the fair we antics be a come was some Dem God say, ye stay on course. Now say Jeje Rollins mo ye cool. June 4th menne. Your friend papa say, chairman, I said don't get here. So I call like touch. It should remind your mama. So we are going to say overstay. The same Ghanaians of yesterday are the same Ghanaians of today. Would you, dear, Your Excellency, thank you, Mr. President. Bye-bye. Share, no Open mine money yes, or mine Ghana yes heaven. If the house is a constitution and take a retrospective effect, see the make exactly. It's also a constitution as you have a crowd you 2 terms left free one. You better Obama ni biono. One bear enjoy. It's a war bano. You came on the basis of this constitution, and this constitution at the time that you became the president, it told you that you can only be president for 2 terms. It will pass a constitution. Me anga say people wait me 100 terms. Wo affected. Nipa obeba no ebe starting so. What dey affected? If it's the time that we swore you in on this constitution. So you are going to abide by the rules of this constitution. Exactly. At no material point can you say because one person will be president. Article 66 clearly it states it. If you go read Article 66 here, you read Article 66 here. Your Excellency, Article 66 is saying. Yango. You read the Article 66. Was it a president elected shall, subject to clause 3 of this article, hold office for a term of 4 years, beginning from the date of which he was sworn in as president. So, Your Excellency, you can only, per Article 66(1), be a president for 4 years from the time of your swearing in. That's what this constitution says. And it is this constitution on which you were sworn in. What's the constitution? It won't take retrospective effect. Was say, a person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. Constitution when you swear in on. That constitution is say you can only be a president for 1 term, which is starting from the day you were sworn in for a period of 4 years. Now we are 66(2). Or see, a person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. It took 4 years. 4 years. Thank you, Ghana. I appreciate you. Bye bye.
More fire.
Bye bye. Bye. Sa ade na mo to mu ne fa he go si. Obi se obi ye bibi tia eye constitution no. Who can wo say any amendment. Eti omo ahyeria ma kwesi prempemo. Professor kwesi prempemo. So omo eye so omo be amendment. Na even amendment no kofie enye bibia na betimi amend. The framers of the constitution, they are so intelligent that they knew that a day will come we will have a power drunk person who will say that I want to go 3 terms. It will your majority said the enra nyumro mo kwete ho no a quick omo pass e na obetimi amend it. It will move dividing into 2. Article 290 yenko Article 290 Article 290 e can pain say you were a friend of entrenched provisions of the constitution and non-entrenched, and the executive the whole of chapter 8 entrenched. Would it be before chapter 8 you are supposed to undergo a certain process and say yenko read Article 290 Obia ni ho. Your mama and me international mama nada. Yanka Article 290. This article applies to amendment of the following provisions of the Constitution, which are in this Constitution referred to as entrenched provisions. Which are referred to as entrenched provisions. So the Constitution, Article 1, 2, and 3. The territories of Ghana, Article 4 and 5, the laws of Ghana, Article 11, fundamental human rights, Chapter 5, the whole of chapter 5. Now, okay, F no, or see the executive, Chapter 8. It is the whole of Chapter 8, the whole of the executive, entrenched. Now, you read how entrenched provisions are supposed to be amended. It was the mama want me amended and mama nada mo. Dek Monsua de ni binkam. President mama want me nyehwe. We or see you are why near mama educating no. was you were whack money kwaku ni kom si de on sua mmara wo money kwaku da bia muso di matem enso ni tiri hwi nim mmara wo sua kwaku ma me educate you I say the people can amend the constitution. Which people? Which people? If it's a chapter 8, you know. As Article 66 one, a entrenched provision. And as obey amendment of entrenched provision. Yanka Article 90. Was it entrenched provision? 92. A bill of amendment of entrenched provision shall, before Parliament proceeds to consider it, be referred by the Speaker to the Council of State. So the bottom line, the long and short, only me amendation.
Only who to me be only who to me be
only amendation. Only
to me be
only to me, Mobia Nada. It's more a man of Mutijum, no, I had that. Say, Momeka said your mama bet me standing one. The bottom line is that your mama cannot amend anything or amend the Ghana constitution. No, because the president bet me a 3 times, or no one would all enjoy. Your baba next never enjoy. Asa. Your crown, you must be a professor and combine one straight term of 7 years. Who we are near my baba because you're going to say we are number 28 years, 8 years. It's got much one free so many panel. No about what 7 years developing. Now, I'm more from so church.
Papa.
I'm a more phone. Church. A beyond the year we so when a month for any yamasu. I'm a more. Then they be money. Most of them the D-levy D-levy. Drum so levy. Ye E-levy. And ye D-levy after you breaking it down, my for it. Yes,
to people. More fire.
Money say he can get 70% to change the constitution. Money why going anymore? Come read the constitution into detail. 70% be ya.
More fire.
Onya. Yes, obey amend the constitution in new rough way be able to know.
Precisely.
You better know. Because constitution me who kwan say so be yes obey be tia no. Yen tunu ntwene.
More fire.
So we know. And then this is for Mamo Nadam. You see, a buying up and it looks as though a buying who are corner still. And the side of Kufa do for next year. Your mama 2017. What can someone here did not tell sir? If said no Kufa and a buying one a opposition in Wayakono. Ebiani D-levy Hypocr. First one you or cover point 3 or buy and took a cracker in every board. Second one, none in the Mua container. Container nyirai na fe bi lusu hope ni ade o ma promise wo mo so obey o ma kwan a wanye eti political party power et so atofu wala go kem unya boss tanwen na sha se yewe we ye dey bewe the open position a wa ama no one na chitafo bu afu sa na tie wiase eti ba ye be ko first year be ko second ye wura third no mo amanya adaje a mo ye niam anyina mo timi nya
More fire.
What do you mean?
Yohani.
It's not a be a Mudimatana Moya Messer. Mumu be said Mujija 500,000. A better baby Yentria, Kilentria. A better baby Kilentria. Above for Frose no Mujia Mumbi. My Mudia Tem social media. A better baby killer who said, I buy no ya here. After Wajia, Eugene he be a minimum. And people go position for Cassian for Eugene. The Paboniphobia channel. I've been here, you jan here from me. Make one river. Nanny number. Your war position, you jan. No frema who much. See, I'm going to advert. 8 years, you jan him and pick him a quarter. 8 years. And no composition over me. Now said you jan here, yes, I don't want to do baby. You can't go do Emma. It's Muslim Bay. Anybody we have a friend of more. Kilentria. Aye. Gobi. They say, I no more come near from Momfa. Sa. Enya say bi so o ma hyede wo. Ebi wo anwuma na dɔɔso. Ebi wo ani phone no ka so betena se afa call bia. Eti wa wo frɛ ya wa amfa wo befu. Sa ndie ma ban ho ya hia no. Obi eti ade ya mo ya dan we ya ko ne de ban. Mo nkrofo ne bi betena fie. By 2024 enya de nipa munya o mo nkoto abamam. Mo benya o mo mo beto abamam. Sometimes we need nkrofo eja obo mbufu ya ni ade. Ni akeka bia ko ma tu mama. Gobi political party power we at se fuwa unya de gu ka mu abo so tanwen ne hi enko soro da bebo onti ana Mugabe beka se wo mo hihye land eji wo mani se Mugabe buafu me se ayi Steve Wonder enanu me yeso no su twabo me wanim sa ayi ayi nanu se we ye akoya ne we ya no de cha tare ne hi so no so ya no odi matem na no mfemfem se wo sapo yi menua ayi listo wana na poku we ni be ma we didi me matem na ka me no msu de kanua no ko poku didi matem o ndct yeah politics ne be ye and na no wonu so adwa wo so ko randia be ho na randia ama no aye contract it say ya na dwa o ana dwamama ba ye senior men na wani mu no kwam ye wada ko ayuko ayi oponfusu ni ade say so ama ayi to mo so kitafo nyina adwa ana asantefo ne wo mu ni akamfo ne wo mu ni nyina wa sideline bebre o mo so adwa na adoma hin say adwuma wo ye ma mu nyina no say mo ba mo ne sante hin na ahwebo mu o mo ne sante hin na ahwebo mu o eti na adoma hin say obedwa eti adwuma wo ye ma mu 2020 no 24 wanya adwuma ni bi o na adoma hin o ka so ba ke kon ni nua mu kira bo mu se do ye ni bi o ama dabi na say kura wonu ne ho ese kwan of aso a otiti ni nua no makamfo ntem se be ya mbeto aba ma ndisi no ese wonu ne ho ya na enua no wonu ne ho eti se onu so onye biu eti kofi se ya adwuma ni besi why you deck ti se ya na ma political party no super why na do ma hini say ni ade kopeke do other one na ho so no 5 yimi kwachire sada ni so shi wi o se de be yo hey choda na niama no wa high it go be ebehi political party power de behi we ya dey ebehi we ya dey ebehi ebehi wo mesu twu mu ni abetia pe na wo do ma hina bo adwuma ndi se na ade achi ya na ayi santene na mo agigi na baba wo na o ka so ade nso se bebi no ba bebe peja ba ko bebi no so ba bebe peja ye nyina na fe mo so ba ya bebe peja ba ko ne se ni bubefu na do my hene na go fi we man fantwam dani hwese sa picture na president Mahama chia aye abranche bi oso ye e friend say sampa hene no samodua okay so the picture is on the page fabra ne yanka sam chejo ma president Mahama sante hene buube na wanti ase Sawusu bu sante hene ena no video bi a manfo tag me say president Mahama so ne sante hene eso nyina no mu di agora akopɛ nya ne hore na sabi obi sire nanim no mu na ne tirim eti se so mu sante hene eti se so bu sante hene na ne kuro ne sampa enie sa picture we sante hene na ne kuro ne sampa ana wo president Mahama sante hene say asumasi na ye sampa man hene a wo ya we court we declare say sa branche we nya sampa court declare president Mahama say the court waka o the sante hene was one ni di agrofrin collaborate maka o omu bia eti abranche we no legitimize no na sante sadia eti ne se wo president wo kokututu abranche so na e man hene o sampa e wo abra president ayi sante hene ashada de obi asi wo se ayi sampa man hene na wo so bu sante hene no Ubuno. If so before the president Bekono, no national security for her. They knew said this guy was there.
Exactly.
So Okona Koyewe, after a branch and one legitimizing
precisely.
We are so Busantain. We are the Busantain. It is Santain said the Bunibe. Our flags have also. Also said that this sampa mine didn't. No cast some children will.
Oh fire.
So Okachia branches one as sampa mine. And the same thing President Mahama here and what you can say a boko and to question. If the Santini say the Kurones a yes sampa, ne my hinini. court to the assistant Sampany and Pa, my hidden and Samudia.
Precisely.
Nana Jafla. And they will president to say, by your action, you've legitimized this boy.
Exactly. So.
Okay, confusion. We also busante hine. Oni ne dia agro free collaborate. Na ne dia agro anka akola wo se wonye man hine. Anka ba kwa akwachi no so ye man hine. Then come go say. It was sitting in trim. Wo ye na man for target. Sante hine do epani o. Won do no obia e free o. Enso wonim de wonim. Ana wote de wote.
More fire.
Wo busante hine. Na ga ba chi abrante so ye man hine. He say no one legitimize abrante ne wi. And to kwabesi sampa.
No asabe friends on.
No asabe friends and ne so on konko so be. Onko so be dey. Etigovi. Yen sorry ho. Abogina po. John Jinapo. On the energy minister. On kana correct. Ampo. On kana correct. Because what kind of cry? What now? I catch a Ghana for say containers 1,300 a year of reports. And yes, sir. There go America Sanchez. After Mummy and share Abu a John Jinapo and a year Collins at Marco. Omushia. Let's look at what John Jinapo did. Yenti.
Let's be very frank. There was a rush into the media to create a certain impression that something was done, something wrong had happened. That was it. Now we are being told that 2,600 something have been found at the same port. Let's.
Gentlemen, first of all, I think that we have to be consistent. He said, the minister's tone is not different. And that what they heard on TV or radio is that containers are miraculously missing. That's a very mischievous way of presenting the narrative. No. Let's face it. Then he makes it look like the minister went and said miraculously missing. No, you said that. Look, that's why that's the implication. No. Chairman, I'm minister and I'm a member of parliament. Please, when you were speaking, I kept quiet and listening. No, please. But why don't you marry the two? That you said that the minister is now sober. So what we heard on radio, no, that means I wasn't sober. To make it clear that I've always been sober.
So Govi, when you are speaking to somebody, Brabak, Danny Brabak, when you are speaking to someone, now omo dealing with a substantive matter, obedi for, say they go around the periphery. Afe na nioma ehun hia and we pick you on. So the core issue, I saw John Jinapo address it, and he said, Minister, time we be catch Ghana for say 1,300 a year. What due diligence had you done? And they always were free, and we use semantics. The word say the use of the word miraculously. It looks as though the minister is the one that used it, but that is not a substantive matter. That is not the core matter. Oh yeah, you are saying the minister is now sober, but it means when he heard on radio, I was not sober. So the core matter, which is whether minister, before say wo ba be catch Ghana for say 1,300 containers I know they all address you. Most minister ni bi or move away from the very real reason and he's now going around picking on words and making the words the most important. But John Jinapo, the question is that you deliberately put out a false information as your way of demonizing the Akufo-Addo government, making it look as though certain people had stolen some containers, for which reason the public will now come against the government, the ex-war government. It's as simple as ABC. You intentionally, it was a deliberate ploy to make sure that the Ghanaian people will see the ex-war Akufo-Addo's administration as thieves. As thieves. As people who have actually run this country down into abyss. It's Muya and Moshe Dabekase, 1,300 aira. And then you say due diligence Ben Aye was now we are picking on miraculously and it's sober anyhow. Minister Jairoff, come back and address the main issue.
Precisely so.
At what point did you realize that 1,300 and what was the rush? If you knew, say, you bet me go further to find it and even find additional over 1,000 something plus, what was the rush? But the only reason you put out that false information was your way of tarnishing the Akufo-Addo's government, picking up on people, making it look as though certain people had done something untoward. It's as simple as ABC. Mr. Minister, it was simple as ABC. Nothing had gotten missing. Movie na musa ye propaganda tool. Ekofa China phobia. Edi cables kogu ho. And one got net na ho. So much China phobia or mo talk cables. All this while there were no containers missing. It was all a deliberate ploy, deliberate attempt to make sure that you demonize the Akufo-Addo government. And you succeeded. Up until and do lumba was in Biawaka. Was baby I say wa kudun, was say with kudu. It's nipa baby see we are containers. And they want say the same energy, the same level of publicity among my we are containers. More finding containers, is that the same level of publicity?
Never.
Huh? You think you can play with the minds of the people? Some of us, we don't reason like the usual people.
Exactly.
So you can play with the minds of certain people. And I keep on saying it. The very day that the people will understand what is going on around them, Ghana will know no peace. And you know, the very day the people, and because Money Kwakua what did you to me, he does not even understand that they are playing with his mind. Not getting any more. Continue as I watch it. As I'm what Minister say contain Naira. Any other person, how about contrary opinion, Miano? Bah, because say your name, Kasai, Dubik is a containers behind. Because there are rules that governs a trade and transactions when it comes to say, "Obin cranium free baby." And so big cranium free baby bar. When it is at the port, it is at the mercy, it is at the control of the port. It's the ports are in charge. It's the baby. How then do you link it to ECG? When in actual fact it has not been brought to the ECG you can say warehouse. And so what me manage your money looking as though UCG. Or something you can say market, you made it look as though a fenyo market and crop for now ton containers. I know correct. Hey, they just are out here say. They play with your mind.
Exactly.
More fire. More fire.
They play with your mind. Avena minister, but let's go and listen to the minister again. And this time around, you will see that the minister is trying to play encore the substantive. No, I did not say.
Minister went and said miraculously missing. No, you said that. Look, that's why that's the implication. No, Chairman, I'm minister and I'm a member of parliament. Please, when you were speaking, I kept quiet and listening. No, please. But why didn't you marry the two? That you said that the minister is now sober. So what we heard on radio, no, that means I wasn't sober. To make it clear that I've always been sober. I've remained consistent. And I said that it's a committee report that was sent to me that 1,300 of the containers, when they couldn't find them, you can say they are missing. But if something is missing, you look for it. What is wrong with looking for missing containers? What is the problem? Let's even assume it's missing. Let's take it that they were missing. Or what?
Mr. Minister, hold on. Pause. So the minister is that. Let's take it that they were missing. But Minister, it wasn't missing. They were not missing. Why must we take it that they were missing? In any jurisdiction, this level of mistrust, this level of dishonesty, any minister will resign on this. Because it means you are not honest. He said, let's take it that they were missing. Now you are doing probabilities. We should move away from core issues. We should move away from the reality and move into the realm of probabilities. You are inviting us to a conversation, hypothetical conversations. You cannot invite us to hypothetical conversations. We want to stay on realities and deal with realities. You say, let's take it that they were missing. Mr. Minister, only one ain't taking it said they were missing. You've read the hypothetical conversation. Now you are drawing your own hypothesis and say that we should come and draw conclusion for you. We will not do that. Oh, no, we won't do that. Minister, we won't do that.
It won't happen.
You cannot invite us to unrealistic conversations.
Exactly.
You said they were missing. These were your categorical words. And you went ahead to say, don't draw us. Now go be yen free ho.
More fire.
Na me ka Ghana for say high for the record. Still Okatakyie Afrifa men send me di. We is sign. Na eja minimum dia kakra ni ntino. Me yehuhu pa. On the average this for mun nyina so mo yawe. Agoja. Omo yawe o. Seven intellectual firepower. When I meet them, I can on my own terms. I can meet any one of them. Draw in any conversation. Maybe I meant you say energy. When you create energy. Is a machine na be me interested. Me movie call ma question. They say now a public administration how the whole bureaucratic system of Ghana works and na mkokosua na mu say say no mudi nsehuni. Me wie na mu say okay international plane how does it work na mkosua MRID international relations and diplomacy. Me wie na say okay human beings are the whole country is a creation of law. How can I understand what the law says? What does the law want? How does human beings behave? What does the law seek to achieve? And mkosua law ni ade. Me wie am ho enti me kwa mkosua na jiaba.
On fire.
But some children so say we are security and intelligence. Me say more. Maybe me back okura na me chemogabi. But say ya Additional Lawrence ni go sa. Ya de ba hwem papa. Dani me bi bia to page no so hwe ne enko. Na okay so general. Me da sorry ya na mo si ase ya de bibia ba D-levy. Na me si D-levy ni e dai. Almost the NSE. Adai. Adai. Scammer.
We are a bit chow what they use.
A bit chow. Can you tell a cron for? I'm more we cron for.
Such also no pie. No.
There's actually also no pie. No. Now, General, bad man before say a better